Hey guys, this is Tango, and today I'm joined by my good friend Impulse.
Hello, everyone.
What we have for you is a villager trading hall that we've been working on together. Now, the basic idea is you create a room where villagers are automatically collecting in these trade booths for you to trade with. So you simply trade with villagers as you normally would, but once they have a trade that you don't want anymore or one that just simply never appealed to you, you can just give them the boot. And shortly thereafter, a new villager with new trades will automatically fall in from above to replace him. Just like that. So, here's how it works. First, the villagers are going to enter from here, swim up this water elevator, and onto this water track above. Now, as you can see, each of the trade booths below has a drop hole above it. So, as the villagers come up from the water elevator, they're going to drop in the first hole that they encounter. And when they do, they're going to trigger a tripwire, which in turn is going to pull back that open fence gate and close the hole below it. And as you can see, the water is then going to freely flow over that one and onto the next one for the next villager to fall into. And it's going to continue on this way until your entire trading hall is filled up. So now, of course, you are free to trade with whichever of these crazy looking villagers you want. I don't think so.
Wait, no, don't, wait, don't, no!
Whenever you dispose of a villager, the open fence gate above him is going to be pushed back across the water track, which is going to then block the water stream coming by. And you'll also notice that the block below the fence gate is going to be retracted, which opens the hole into the trading booth that was just left open by the guy you got rid of. So the next villager that comes along is going to automatically retake his spot. So the real beauty of this system here is that your trading booths can become vacated in any order at any time, and the trading hall is going to keep them all filled up with new villagers offering brand new trades. So here's a good view of what's going on behind the scenes. As you can see, the footprint is pretty good. It doesn't go back too far, and the redstone is fairly compact. So what I'm going to do now is hand things over to Impulse, and he's going to take you through how to build all this.
Okay, so I went ahead and dug out a little area here just so that you guys can see better. And this floor here basically represents what would be the floor of your villager trading hall. And we're going to go to the edge of that floor and knock out a block here, put some redstone dust on it, and put a block on top of that and a button on the front. Then we're going to fly around to the back side here, that block with the redstone dust. You're going to put a redstone torch and then a wire coming off of that going into a solid block. On the back side of that solid block, go ahead and put a redstone torch and then a block on top of that and another one behind that. On top of that block, go ahead and put a redstone torch, come around to the front here, get a sticky piston out, put it on the side of that redstone torch, and then on front of that, you're going to put up some soul sand. Come back to the back here, go ahead and put some redstone dust next to that torch, and then you're going to get a regular piston this time facing backwards, put it on top of that sticky piston. Come back here where that redstone dust is, that's going to be facing into a block there, and on top of that block is a redstone torch. Then you're going to put a block on the side of that redstone torch and also one on top of it, and on the one on the side put a redstone repeater. That's going to be going into that block there, and you want to put redstone on top of that block, and then next to that redstone another solid block. On the back side of that solid block, go ahead and put a torch. We're going to come back over here to these pistons. On top of that regular piston there, go ahead and put a block and hang off the side of it another redstone torch, and then some redstone dust on top of that. And then on top of this redstone torch here on the top here, we're going to put a solid block and another one next to it. And we're going to come over here and we're going to get two sticky pistons just right on top of each other. On the bottom one, you're just going to put a solid block. And then we're going to come around to the side of the top one here and perpendicular to it, put a fence gate. Make sure you go ahead and open that up right now. And then we're going to come back to the back here, put some redstone dust on the back side. Put a solid block next to that with a torch on top of it. And then you're going to want a half slab. We're going to do an upside down half slab off the back of that top sticky piston. And then a block on top of that torch and redstone dust on top of the half slab. Okay, so now we're going to build up the front side of the villager trading booth. And to get things started, we're going to do the back wall. So you want to do a solid block on either side of that piston arm like so. And then continue to build it up with any block of your choice just like that. Down here next to the button, go ahead and place a couple chests on either side. Those are optional. You can do solid blocks there if you like. And on top of those, go ahead and do half slabs all the way around, making sure you do not cover up the soul sand there. And then on top of the wall right here, place 3 blocks sticking out just like that. And on that block right there, put the tripwire hook. Underneath, put some stairs. Go around to the other side, do the same thing in that gap. And then on the back side of here, you want to build up so that you can put a tripwire hook right there and connect it up with string. Go up a little further here where the sticky piston is with the solid block in front, and we're going to make that into a ring just like below with solid blocks all the way around. On top of that, we're going to build up walls. This will basically be the retaining wall for the water track.
Alright guys, we went ahead and built 6 of these out and connected them all together just so you could see how it's done. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to set up your water streams up on top and get the villagers flowing the direction they need to flow. So in this example here, we're going to have the water go down and turn to the right. In the existing example that we had set up, the water went down and turned to the left, and we're just kind of switching it up here to show you that it's flexible and that the streams can go either way. You can design your room any way you want in any layout. I encourage you to check out the world download to check out these for yourself though. So next, go to the end where your input's going to be from your villager spawner and build out 3 blocks like this. And punch a hole in the middle one that you just built. That's going to be the input and the water elevator coming up. Build another ring coming around. And put a sign right on the side like that, and build one more layer on top of that. And then add your water stream right on top of the sign. Next, you're going to go up one more block over here like this and put an upside down half slab, and then go ahead and chain that all the way down. This is going to be the roof, or kind of just a cap to keep your villagers from jumping all around and causing all kinds of trouble. Okay, so unless you're building a really small trading hall, the water source block that we just added isn't going to make it down to the corner of your build. So what I'm going to show you how to do now is extend this water stream as long as you need to get the water to your corner. So go ahead and find the water source that we just added, and starting with the half slab right above it, count down to the 10th half slab, and then go ahead and break that out. Then break the block right there and reclaim your fence gate and your sticky piston. Go ahead and add a solid block right where your gate was, and add a normal piston right on the redstone behind it there. Take some glass and go there, there, and there, and then go ahead and hop down in the hole here, put a sign at the bottom of the track right there like that, and another one up one in the direction of the water stream. Go ahead and replace your half slab, and then add a water source right in between right there, and there you go. So what you're going to do now is repeat this process for as long as you need to do to get your water to your corner. So when you want your water stream to go around a corner, it's real simple. Just go ahead and find the last sticky and come out a total of 4 blocks. Build a little platform like this here. Build a little wall for your corner. Carry it up 2 more high, and then go ahead and place a sign, 1 down there, and 1 up there like that. And then go ahead and continue just building the track up like this. And put your water source right there. Alright, so some extra ideas that you might be interested in for your room. You'll notice that we have these item frames here above each of the villagers. That's in case you find a villager that you are kind of interested in the trade that he is offering. You can go ahead and put that item in the item frame, and it'll let you know what he's trading. Also, you'll see we have these chests down here. We mentioned that they're optional, but it may be a good idea to store inside there the goods that you intend to trade to the villagers. And finally, a good way to light this room might be to put some lamps underneath all your chests with a little lever down there. Quick way to light it up, the light goes through the chest and carries into the room quite a bit. So at this point you may be wondering to yourself, what happens to the villagers once they are disposed of? Well, let's go check it out. What I'm going to do is break this soul stand here just as if it was pulled back, and quick replace it. You'll see there's the villager that we just dropped. So it's a 3-block drop from the torch up above it there. And all it is a simple water stream. Now this water stream is going to carry on underneath every trading booth in your villager trading hall, like so. And it's going to keep doing that all the way to the end. You're going to have to do a couple little sign tricks like this to get the water stream to continue. And then keep going all the way to the end until you realize that, in fact, the cake is a lie. Down below is some happy fun time for any villager lucky enough to get down there and meet his happy demise. So there is something you need to know about the way villagers die, and when they die, if there is a player within 16 blocks in any direction of that villager, well, that player is pretty much blamed for the death of that villager. And what happens is the village that that villager belongs to is going to shut down its breeding process for 3 minutes. And what that means is any remaining villagers that still belong to that village are going to stop breeding for 3 minutes. Now, given that every villager that we have in the system is all coming from the same village, that being our infinite breeding system down below, well, that's something we definitely don't want to do. So, if we were to just, sword our villagers to death or simply drop them into lava, straight down here or so, that's the problem we would encounter. We would be within 16 blocks of them when they die, and the infinite breeding system would stop breeding. Have fun. Alright, so the next thing that I want to show you now is the infinite villager spawner down below real quick. And that is the source of villagers coming up this water elevator here. Now, in this particular design, it happens to be right down here below this glass block, so let's drop down and check it out. Now, I'm not going to go into the full details of how this works. I have a full, complete tutorial for this system on my channel, and I will leave a link in the video description of this video. But real quick, basically how it works is the villagers are down there. You can see right there. The villagers down there are breeding, and eventually their collision volumes push each other out, and they come up one of these water blocks on the side here, that one, or the one down at the end, and they get pushed into the center here and swim up. That's the water elevator that goes directly to our trading hall. So one of the real hidden beauties of this particular design is that only adult villagers are going to be spawned. I mean, you can see that there's babies in there, but they can't make it out of the system, so only getting adult villagers out is great, because obviously you can't trade with baby villagers, so the two go kind of hand in hand with together. You know, this spawning system goes great with the villager spawning, or with the villager trading hall. Again, if you're going to build the villager trading hall, I strongly encourage you to check out this spawning system. It is a very scalable design. You can make it as small or as big as you want, and I go into all the details in that video, so check it out. So the thing to keep in mind is that this design is highly configurable and modular. You can pretty much build this in any size or shape you want, and if you want to go really big, well, you can do that too. Alright guys, that is going to wrap things up. Impulse, thanks so much for joining me and collaborating with me on this build.
Yeah, most definitely, man. It was a lot of fun.
Alright guys, if you haven't checked out Impulse's channel, I strongly encourage you to do that. He's got a lot of great tutorials on automated farming, and he's got a technical LP which is very interesting and very entertaining. See you guys later.